McKenzie's joining me now to go through some of the races today. Marty, race number 4, look, good betting race coming up where the likes of Sleeping Beauty and Rosewood are going to take some money.
Yeah, exactly. It is a nice race. You've also got the likes of Art Deco in there as well, and Scopolo, the class horse of the field. I picked out our Sleeping Beauty and probably my best bet of the day. Drops down to 50 kgs with Tycho on board, and 1-2 starts to go with him on board, and then last start run a good second head in New York Minute, and New York Minute's obviously come out and run really well after that as well. So I think Sleeping Beauty down to the 50 kilos would be pretty tough to beat, and Art Deco for a place as well also drops down to 51 k's, so the weight swing will be big.
It will be. It's a race really. There is a lot of weight swings in the race number 4 of the day, and Sleeping Beauty's been well back. Well, what a race coming up. The Platinum Holmes Taranaki Challenge, the inaugural running of the race. There's a host of bit of form in this, isn't there?
Yeah, there is a lot of good horses, and obviously the big money out for show of 101, which is a pretty cool concept. You got Sure Bet down the bottom of the page. I see a lot of money's coming forth. Rodgy obviously giving it a bit of a push after it won last start, and Ole Ole, which came out and won really nicely last week. There's another horse back in a flash, which I didn't mind. So I've been getting home really nicely, and I think there'll be a little speed on up front. Ole Ole drawing 1's probably going to look to try and go forward, I think, and maybe get to the middle of the track at some stage. So if they clip along up front, I think back in a flash, that might be one that looks to get home nicely. But if I was to single one out, it'll probably be Ole Ole.
Yeah, right. From the right stable too, isn't it, Baker Forsman?
Yeah, exactly. It'll be fit, we know that.
Yeah, right. Let's move on to race number 7 of the day, and a race that we've seen over the years. It's been a good watch, and that is the ITM Interprovincial Challenge. Probably a tough one for the commentator and Tony Lee, but we see some horses here with good winning form, the likes of Very Flash and iGrain in the race, who are favoured.
Yeah, we do, and again, I think this is a race where the weights might play into it a little bit. Very Flash has been winning on its year and doing it really nicely on those heavy tracks, and Dark Princess won really well last start and gets down to 54.5, and I think Very Flash carrying 50, 59 maybe, I think, so that weight swing might be the difference, I think. And then you got the iGrain, which has been winning really well at Te Rapa with its 2 starts back in New Zealand, so 3 really nice horses there. But I think again, down in the weights with Matty C on, I think Dark Princess be the way I'd be playing it.
All right, let's talk some rugby league. Of course, the Warriors got it done last night, which means they get to taste some September football. Yeah,
it's awesome. They really deserved it last night. Obviously, Sean Johnson really stepped up, and with Blake Green out here to do a really good job and lead the team around the park, and he done that. And Tohu Harris back was another big bonus. I think he's a very key player in that side. So moving forward, I think they're in a good position to make a good run down the stretch.
That's right, they've got the Raiders next week. Well, let's talk about the Raiders. They play in the first game this afternoon against the Rabbitohs. Rabbitohs were disappointing against the Broncos, but they get some players back. And the Raiders, well, they did beat the Roosters last week.
Yeah, they actually cost the boys a fair bit of money last week, the Roosters. on a Sunday afternoon, we thought we were going to get a collect. The Raiders at home, they're a funny team. They seem to grow a league there, but as you said, Greg Inglis is back, Adam Johnson returns, and I think Campbell Murray on the wing returns. So they'll be disappointed with how they've played lately, I think, the Rabbitohs, and heading towards the finals. I think $1.52 you're getting for them head-to-head. I thought that was overs, really. They'll go there, and I think they'd look to win easily enough as well.
Yeah, especially to try and get their finals campaign underway again with a good win under the belt against the Raiders. Titans Storm, this could be a curly one. I mean, the Storm have got some players out. Titans are coming off the back of a big comeback win last week.
Yeah, it was a game I really thought could trip a lot of people up. Obviously, a lot of people would steer into the Storm. $1.42, you probably wouldn't get that against the Titans a lot, but as you said, it's a curly game. There's a lot of people out for the Storm, so it'd be a game I'd be steering clear of, but again, still a lot of class players in that Storm team, and that'll take them a long way, but I'd be steering clear of it in the punt-wise.
Right. The last game tonight is the Broncos taking on the Roosters. Roosters, as I said, lost last week. Broncos have been hard to follow all season, but they did have that good win at home against the Rabbitohs. Do you see the Roosters getting back on the horse here?
Yeah, I think they'll win tonight. Luke Keary, he's back in the halves with Cooper Cronk, which is massive. Nick Madison's been doing a pretty good job there in his replacement, but obviously that combo of Keary and Cronk, it's hard to go past. So I think they'll put a good margin on the Broncos tonight, who again, as you said, have been really inconsistent this year. But yeah, I think if you played into the Souths and the Roosters today, I think $1.47, $1.52, good multi-fillers.
Right. What do you like here today at Taranaki as sort of one of your better bets?
I think we'll go to the 4th, and we'll go Sleeping Beauty. $3 I think you're getting at the moment, and from $3.80 when it opens. So I think that's sort of pretty good money, and to get off to a good start.
Cool. Enjoy the day, Marty.
Cheers.